Have you ever held on to anger so long it began to feel like part of you? Nelson Mandela once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies." It is an image impossible to forget. Poison in your own blood, a burning coal in your own hand. This is not an abstract idea. It is what happens in living rooms, at dinner tables, in marriages and friendships every single day. I once heard of two sisters who did not speak for 15 years because of a single argument. At every family gathering, their chairs stood like barricades, their laughter muted when they caught each other's eye. A bond built over decades was undone in an hour of rage. And yet, beneath that silence, both sisters longed for something else, a chance to speak, a chance to breathe, a chance to forgive. We know forgiveness is good. We know bitterness eats us alive. But knowing doesn't make forgiving easier. When someone wrongs us, it's natural to replay the memory again and again. Like scratching an old wound, we search for the cause. We demand explanations. We collect proof of our pain. Soon anger hardens into resentment. Resentment becomes bitterness. Bitterness becomes identity. If you cannot forgive, your life narrows. You carry pain into every relationship. You lose trust in your partner, your family, even yourself. Your health suffers. Stress floods your body. Your heart races. Your immune system collapses. Sleep disappears. Anxiety takes its place. Think of the bitter people you've met. They never forget the smallest insult. They collect wounds like trophies, outwardly calm, inwardly boiling. They live in a prison of their own making. But why? Why do we cling to pain, even when it destroys us? Because resentment feels like power. It convinces us we are strong if we do not let go. It whispers, "If I forgive, I am weak." It shields us from risk. If I forgive, I may be hurt again. Bitterness becomes a shield we hold close to our chest, but it is a shield that cuts our own skin. The Irish poet Seamus Heaney once wrote, "Hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge. Believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Believe in miracles and cures and healing wells." What if that other shore is forgiveness? What if the miracle is not in punishment, but in release? Imagine the sisters again. 15 years of silence. 15 years of funerals and weddings where they could not look each other in the eye. One day, the younger sister received a call. Her sibling was in the hospital. Time, once infinite, suddenly shrank. She walked into the hospital room trembling. Neither knew what to say. But then a simple word broke the silence. "I'm sorry." It wasn't magic. The years were not erased. But at that moment, the poison drained. The coal cooled. They held each other's hands and wept. Forgiveness does not mean pretending nothing happened. It does not mean forgetting. It means choosing not to let the wound define your life. Forgiveness is not about erasing the past. It is about reclaiming your future. The Webster's New World Dictionary defines forgive as to give up resentment or claim to requital, to grant pardon, to remit a debt. In practice, this means letting go of fear. Fear that you are weak if you forgive. Letting go of control. You cannot rewrite the past. Letting go of judgment. People fail, so do you. Letting go of anger, not for their sake, for your own. When you forgive, you open the narrow door of peace. You bow down, humble but free, and when you step through, you discover serenity waiting on the other side. It's important to clear the illusions. Forgiveness is not forgetting. The scar remains, but it no longer bleeds. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the strongest choice you can make. Forgiveness is not giving power away. It is reclaiming your power from the grip of bitterness. Forgiveness is not saying the hurt was okay. It is saying, I refuse to let this hurt define me. If you do not forgive, the cost is heavy. Endless emotional wounds, sleepless nights and restless days, energy drained by planning revenge, anxiety, depression, even illness. Relationships poisoned one by one. Unforgiveness binds you to the very person you want freedom from. Every time you think of them, you hand them your peace. When you forgive, your mind clears, your body heals, your relationships grow, your spirit rises, You do not excuse what happened. You choose not to carry it anymore. You refuse to drink the poison. Forgiveness is not a single decision. It is a practice, a daily choice. Steps you can take. 1. Face the wound honestly. Name it, feel it, but don't let it rule you. 2. Release judgment. Remember your own failures. Compassion begins there. 3. Let go of control. Accept that you cannot change the past. 4. Choose trust. First in yourself, then in others, slowly. 5. Communicate openly. Forgiveness grows in truth, not silence. 6. Replace negative thought loops. When bitterness rises, breathe and replace it with a thought of release. This is not quick, but neither is healing a broken bone. Forgiveness, like love, is an act of endurance. So whose hand are you still afraid to hold? What coal still burns in your palm? What poison still runs through your veins? It is not too late. The door to peace is small, but it is open. Bow down, step through, and live again. Forgiveness is the act of love that keeps you whole. It is how you step off the cycle of resentment and step into serenity. Love is an act of endless forgiveness, Peter Ustinov once said, and perhaps this is true. Without forgiveness, love cannot survive. Without love, neither can we. So may you find the strength to forgive, not for them, but for you. May you release the poison, let go of the coal, and walk free.